order to escape from prison, man practiced stealth skills after 4 attempts, now finally practiced for the first time, and the method he uses is simple. He simply takes off his shoes, so as not to make any noise when he walks, and then look carefully around the cell, to find the blind spot of the guards. When the other side comes to check the cell, the prisoner who was supposed to stay in the cell had disappeared. He hurriedly opened the cell door to look around, but the prisoner only hid in the corner. In the face of the guards' warning, man did not care about it. Instead, he turned his head and stared at the wall of the cell, so he leaned against the cracks in the wooden planks. Surprisingly, he climbed up the wall with his bare hands, until he grabbed the barred window above. When the prison guards came over to check the cell again, found that the guy played disappeared again. Seeing that the other party did not respond to his anger, instantly opened the cell door and rushed in. He thought the prisoner would again hide in the corner, but looked all around, but never saw the other side of the figure. But the guard reacted quickly. He immediately looked towards the top of the cell door. Unsurprisingly, the other party was hiding up there. The guards beat him wildly, and also issued a final warning. Despite facing a severe beating and threats, the man nevertheless revealed a smug smile, because his stealth technique had begun to pay off. In order to completely master the stealth technique, the man began to open his arms and swing his palms, and then he kept adjusting his footsteps, until he couldn't see his palms. Because the range of human vision is only 180 degrees, he used this to measure the limit of his vision, so he can hide in the blind spot of the human eye. And this is the key to practicing stealth. As long as you hide silently behind the prison guards, and then avoid the 180-degree range of vision, this way you can achieve stealth in a sense. Soon after, the men trained day in and day out. He had finally mastered the art of invisibility. Now all that remained was to experiment. When the prison guards came to check the room, he found the man playing hide and seek again. Just as he angrily walked in, there was only one piece of clothing left in the cell, so he started looking around. After realizing that the prisoner wasn't down there, he then went to the wall again, and the result was the same. There was no sign of the man at all. Without realizing that the prisoner was right behind him, he just copied the steps and movements of the guards. Whatever the other man did, he did, and it's starting to scare the guard. Obviously he felt the man was nearby, but he just couldn't find the other man. The prison guard soon sensed something was wrong. A shadow even appeared on the floor out of nowhere. It was obvious that this was the man's figure. Watching the man let out a scornful sneer, the prison guard was annoyed and immediately swung his baton. But despite this, the man was still wearing a smug smile. With the prison guard's reminder, he then deliberately drew an eye on his palm, then imagined himself as the perspective of the warning. This time he not only had to mimic the walking position, he even had to guess the opponent's thoughts. Just keep both body and mind aligned. That way he could achieve true stealth. With constant hard training, stealth has become one with him, and now even his shadow could no longer be found in the cell. A few days later, the guards came over to check the cell as usual, and found that the guy had surprisingly disappeared again. The prison guard walked in aggressively, but the strange thing is that the prison guards searched around, couldn't see any trace of the man. Even the shadow on the floor disappeared. But before he could react, a palm suddenly slapped over. The next second, the man knocked the prison guard to the ground. The prison guard got up and tried to resist a little, but in less than a second he was knocked out the door.